Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Full Circle Jerks. My name is Kellen, and I'll be hosting this new show. With me is Jacob.
How's it going, everyone? Yeah, I'm Jacob.
The point of this show is Jacob and I will be reviewing and critiquing shows and episodes just to kind of like get our feet in the water. Him and I aren't really critics within our FCC community, and we thought this would be a good chance for us to kind of spread our wings and learn how to fly. Jacob, what kind of shows do you typically watch?
Honestly, a lot of superhero shows mostly.
Okay.
I'm into a lot of British TV, like Doctor Who, Sherlock. The thick of it is really good. I get roasted a lot in our chats because I don't watch what I call water cooler shows, like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, where it's just like everyone watches it because everyone else watches it. And so this is kind of also a way for us to start me to try and watch some other shows like that.
Yeah, no, Jacob, those are really great shows. I feel you. I've kind of been more into comedies. Like I've watched Arrested Development 100 times through, Chuck. Inhumans, I think that's one of the funniest shows of the last decade. I've probably seen every second of that show 100 times at least.
It's a fantastic show. It's kind of like the pinnacle of what Marvel can do, and I feel like it really shows their strengths. What I always found interesting about Inhumans is that some compared it to Game of Thrones in that it was this epic world building television show, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's kind of why we chose to start with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so this first episode, Jacob and I watched season 6, episode
10,
the
the season
finale,
finale. Yeah,
sure, 10,
yeah.
Game of Thrones.
The Winds of Winter.
Prior to this, I had only seen the first season and then the first episode of season 2. So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of cool to like catch up with the characters fell in love with 4 years ago when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was like Cersei, young Sarah Connor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Iron Fist.
Iron Fist was there for a bit. Yeah, another
Colleen
great show.
Colleen Wing.
Also from Iron Fist,
Yeah.
correct?
The female protagonist from Solo.
Yeah, yeah, Sarah
Yeah.
Connor. I said that.
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. That's my
Terminator
mistake.
Genesis.
That's correct. That's right. That's right.
So, for those of you who may not have heard of this show, Game of Thrones, it kind of snuck in under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
It's about like a super extended family, at least 40 people, like all kind of gunning for this uncomfortable looking chair
Mm-hmm.
that is also like a trip hazard. Just kind of looking at it, like if you trip, like you'd impale yourself.
Just immediately dead. Just immediately.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, Jacob. What were your thoughts on the episode?
I thought it was good. It was a little hard to follow, and I feel like that might be the fault of the writers. They just kind of threw a lot of stuff at you at once that I don't feel like we were really prepared for in any way. We go in, all of a sudden there's dragons for some reason. Cersei, I think that's her name. Has a very short haircut. Wasn't ready for that. Wasn't feeling it. Wasn't vibing. The Jon Snow character. Everyone there seemed kind of cold. And excessively cold in a way. And I didn't relate to them in that way. I feel like it was hard for me.
Because snow,
Yeah,
cold
yeah.
snow.
I feel like that was a little too on the nose for me. His name's Jon Snow. He lives in the snow. That just seemed like weak writing to me. I don't know about you, Kellen.
No, I can see your point
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
and I gotta say from like the get go, I had high hopes.
Mm-hmm.
They just decided to carve a reverse pentagram into Iron Fist's forehead,
Mm-hmm. What?
um,
Yeah.
which I was just like, all right, we're gonna like dig into demons and like spirits and stuff, and like the
Mm-hmm.
devil's gonna come, but that didn't happen.
No, it never happened. I
Um,
wasn't ready for. I was looking forward to that. I thought we'd learn some more about the Iron Fist mythology, and that didn't really show up in the episode, which I thought was also once again a bit of a weakness of the writing.
yeah, it feels like they weren't ready to dig into the lore, which was pretty much handed to them by
Exactly.
J.R. Tolkien, who wrote the books, if you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Then we run into some sewers where we watch Santa Claus get stabbed by children who I assume he just gave them coal. So it's like,
Yeah.
F you, Santa, stab, stab, stab.
Hmm.
That felt a little too on the nose. Like, we're currently watching this, recording this on February 1st, like a month after Christmas. That doesn't make any sense.
What else happened this episode? We had Iron Fist pentagrammed.
Yes.
Santa was knifed. The
The monk, who also had a pentagram, stumbled upon a bunch of containers of Ninja Turtle ooze.
Yeah,
So
I
I
was.
was also like, hell yes, we're gonna get a Ninja Turtle monk.
Mhm.
Like, I'm here for
I was
that.
waiting for Shredder to show up. He never
Oh
did.
yeah.
Once again, just a weakness. Yeah. Speaking of the new Ninja Turtle ooze, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. It is highly flammable, which was shown in the episode after literally everyone blew up.
Which makes you think, like, why hasn't Shredder just set the turtles on fire? Because those are like four walking bombs.
That's kind of explains the popularity of the Ninja Turtles and how they blew up in such a way
Do you think that is the secret of the ooze?
that they're
That it's
highly flammable.
flammable?
I think that is the secret of the ooze. I think we
Okay.
solved it.
I've seen that movie like once when I was 8, and I don't think they ever solved that mystery. Like,
I watch that movie every month on the third Tuesday of each month to really just make sure I'm up on my Ninja Turtle mythos. And I feel like that helped me watch this episode and really jump into it.
okay. It now being the first Saturday of February, so
Yeah,
that's coming up.
yeah,
It's coming up
I'm
here.
really excited for it. I look forward to it every month.
But then ooze exploded, and Cersei just goes in and starts wineboarding a nun, which, to be honest,
Kind of sick.
I kind of sick. I was
Like,
all on board. I was gonna like post an ad on Craigslist, be like, "Hey, guy, come and wineboard me and talk about how you incest your family member." That was fun.
I was not that once again. I knew that happened on the show. Was not aware. It was like, whoa, that's lit. Go off, Cersei. So that kind of threw me a little bit. On the topic of the wineboarding, kind of sick. Like, wineboarding, that's kind of lit, dude. Honestly, it's a movie, bro.
Oh yeah, super bro movie.
Oh, dude.
So we watched the wineboarding. Another thing, I don't know if this is like historically accurate. Like, obviously there were dragons back in like 1804 or whatever this takes place.
Yeah.
But was the word "fuck" invented? Because that started to bug me. Like, they would like alternate between using like "fuck" in the sexual sense, then like saying "get fucked over." Like, that feels more modern. I don't know. I don't know the history of fuck, but
That kind of it didn't mess with your immersion in a way. Is what you're saying?
it did.
It
It,
did.
it
It
took me
did.
out of it, like, just in a way, like, okay, cool. We're back in the past. There's dragons. There's incest. This is cool. Like, I feel like I'm watching the History Channel. And then she's like, I fucked my brother, and I
Yeah.
just,
It felt like very like medieval, and then all of a sudden it's like, fuck. It could have been like fucketh, you know,
yeah, yes.
ye
Like,
old fuck.
it was like, this is, European area, and now we're suddenly in Alabama.
I just
Like,
wasn't
I
ready for
didn't, no, that felt lazy.
You know,
Like, I don't know.
sweet home Westeros. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. What else happened this episode? Iron Fist, wineboarding, lit.
We're way past Iron Fist. We watched I'm
None.
assuming he's like 11, just kind of drop out of a window.
Oh, that I'm gonna be honest with you. That was my favorite part of the entire episode because I don't know who the character is. I don't know how he's related to anyone. He just walked out a window, which is kind of the savagest way to go. My guy didn't even stop. He just walked straight out.
It was a smooth transition,
It
but also
really
like,
was.
dude, you're being a little dramatic. Like, you probably just landed on some dude walking underneath your window. Like, now you committed a homicide. Like, you should be in jail. Like,
I mean, he can't go to jail now. He's for one, he's dead, and also the jail was probably blown up. And so now it was just, I had to pause the show when I was watching it because I couldn't stop laughing at it. But I feel like to anyone that had watched this show when it happened, that was a really serious moment. That was probably upsetting.
seeing It hit me in a weirder way when Cersei was like looking at his body and she made some weird joke about where his head used to be.
Hmm.
Like, did he do a full somersault and then dive headfirst into the pavement?
Oh, like did he like? Okay, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he went for the belly flop. I think like when you like throw a pencil up in the air, it's like it spins in midair.
Mm-hmm.
I
I do
think it was
that
kind of
daily.
like. I think it was like kind of like daily. Yeah, I think it was kind of like that, where he kept straight the entire time, but just spun around his middle.
I don't think. I don't know.
I don't
I'll have to
know.
rewatch it again.
The
I'll have
con.
to watch like the first 6 seasons to kind of fully understand.
Yeah, just the confidence with which he walked out. I feel like he kind of had some style points when he hit the ground.
And it was quick. Like he
Mm.
decided he was just gonna like jump out of that window
Oh,
within I don't know an hour of that church
oh
exploding.
yeah. He didn't even ponder it. He was like, "I'm just going for it. We're here."
I get that.
Yeah,
The
that's a
the green
vibe.
flames were interesting too.
Yeah, yeah. But it was Ninja Turtle ooze, so it
Ninja
kind of,
Turtles,
once again, it
yeah.
makes sense. It's very on brand for them.
Um.
We can.
See, and then I
Mm-hmm.
stopped paying attention because I got super confused.
Mm-hmm.
There were some bookshelves in this library where Samwise Gamgee went, and they were like protected by handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking at them, and I'm like, what are they like protecting? Like you could just move the cuffs a little bit and grab a
Mm-hmm.
book.
That was actually the library from Doctor Strange. I'm not sure if you know that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why if you looked, they were the same handcuffs from Doctor Strange that were locked to the shelves. So that was a reference to that, which kind of is a first tie between the Netflix series and the MCU, given this also featured Iron Fist.
yes,
Yeah,
of course. See,
yeah,
I have the same handcuffs, but I use them for making citizens arrest.
yeah. Same. Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't know what else you use handcuffs for.
Oh, apparently arresting books.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, then we flashed over to Sarah Connor from Solo. Her story is really interesting because she has three dragons, and as far as I know, they're the only dragons in Game of Thrones. But she made a big deal of having to take the army to go conquer Westeros when she has three dragons, very large dragons. I feel like these dragons could just beat up anyone on their own. Are you with
Now,
me on that?
when you say beat up, you mean like a gang?
Yeah,
Like
like
they're
a
gonna
like yeah, like a
like
straight
jump
up
a guy?
yeah, like they just straight up jump Westeros.
Okay,
Like
okay.
they catch Cersei alone in an alley one night. Dragon fight.
Dragon fight.
Dragon
Okay,
fight. Um,
I'm pretty sure that was an '80s movie that I missed.
Dragon fight. Yeah,
Dragon
Dragon
fight.
fight. It starred Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor,
Yeah,
but like old Sarah Connor when she was young.
Old Sarah
Okay,
Connor. Old Sarah Connor.
okay.
Um.
Okay.
Hmm. Uh.
See, I
She.
have
What was it?
child burning,
Child burning. Oh, the child burnings.
which was interesting
Uh huh.
because they never like showed us the child. So why am I supposed to care that she got burned?
I feel like there were probably we might have needed to watch an episode or two before this to really grasp what was going on.
But see, I watched the first season. Like, I feel like I should have known it
Yeah, I
back
mean, there was
then.
only like 5 seasons in between that and this season. I don't know.
It's
They
not that
couldn't. They
much.
couldn't have added that much in there in between. Beyond that, we have the child burning. Um.
Child burning.
Mhm.
I have Shailene Woodley dying during childbirth.
Mm. Hmm.
That definitely was not Shailene Woodley, but
I
it
mean,
looked
that's
like
pretty
her.
spot on.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
it was.
human Groot was just watching like a creep.
Uh huh. Uh huh. What I realized after I read the wiki for this episode is that it was believed that the dude that was with Shailene Woodley was Jon Snow's father, but in fact, Shailene Woodley was Jon Snow's mother, and that dude was not his father. This is an entire episode of Jerry Springer in the medieval times, and I was not
Ooh.
prepared for that.
Imagine Jerry Springer in one of those giant like fur coats with like
Oh,
a thick, long Westeros beard.
oh my God, that'd be fantastic.
Oh,
He is not
Jerry,
the
Jerry,
father.
when you listen to this, please give us credit on the next episode. I watch you daily, so
Mm-hmm.
I will be listening when you like give us credit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We found out Jon Snow is not anybody. He's just that random lady's son.
Well, he is a somebody.
He's a
Like
somebody.
he's not heir,
We don't
but
know who's the some. I don't know who the somebody is. I feel like
he's matter.
he's there, but like, is he there? You know,
I need an introspective Jon Snow episode where he just talks to a therapist.
he just ponders his life.
Yeah.
There's no progression of the story or anything or anyone else. It's just a therapy session for Jon Snow.
But it's a bottle episode between him and the therapist.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good.
We get flashbacks to seeing his twin brother, John Sunburn, die.
I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be good for the story and the character.
I feel like that's got to happen in another season. I don't know.
As far as we know, it might have happened in between these episodes.
Yeah. Probably won't go back to watch it, but
I will not. I probably will not.
Gonna tell myself it happened.
Yeah, it makes me feel better on the inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had Johnson. We've covered all the bases. Flashing back over to Sarah Connor. She broke up with her boyfriend, manservant.
He was a good-looking guy.
Honestly, yeah, he was kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? He was rocking.
I don't understand why she broke up with him, but
She broke up with him, and then she talked to the businessman from Elf. And he kind of was like, it seems like it was his idea to break up. Maybe they're going to be a thing. I don't know.
That is a simp move.
Big simp move. Big simp energy.
Big simp move.
Oh my God, Sarah, you're so much better than him. You don't need him.
She's like, you really think so?
Yes, you're just. Oh my God, you're so perfect. You don't need him. Oh my God, thank you, businessman from Elf. I really appreciate that. Big simp energy out of him. Big simp energy.
Big simp energy. And then, like, for a second, it looks like they're about to kiss, but she's like, hey, I made you this arts and craft thing.
That was the equivalent of you're a really good friend in the Game of Thrones universe.
Yeah, and, like, we didn't see anyone die, but we definitely watched his soul just kind of wither away.
Yeah, he's dead on the inside now.
I felt for him, even though I don't know what he looks like. So.
I think we've covered all the story from this episode. I assume you guys followed along pretty well.
Jon Snow became King of the North. Which is cool.
Yeah, King of the North. That's a thing.
He's going to meet up with the other three kings. West, East, and Northwest. God, Jon Snow is just such a talent. What kind of stuff does he have coming up on the horizon?
He's gonna actually. Jon Snow is actually gonna be starring in a new Marvel movie, Eternals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When does that come out?
Oh, that comes out in November of this year, actually.
Oh. God, so there's got to be pictures of him out already.
There's actually been quite a few set photos. I'm not sure if you've seen them yet, Kellen.
I have not. Where can I go to look at them?
Oh, you can find all of the set photos of Kit Harington, or Jon Snow as he's known, at fullcirclecinema.com.
Okay, let me write that down on my Zune. Well, while I'm writing this down, do you know what my favorite Showtime show is?
No, what is it?
Shameless.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what my favorite inverted sexual position is?
No, what is it? What is it?
Plug.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shameless plug.
That's cool. I'm gonna write that down in my Zune, just so for future reference.
God, Zunes are so handy.
Oh, they really are.
So, I think it's time we rate this. Jacob, what would you give this episode?
Overall, I gave this episode a B plus on my scale. I gave it a B plus.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, I was leaning towards a B plus. I get that, but I could not fully commit to that. So I'm leaning towards like a 7.1.
Okay, I feel that.
Which, it was, I mean, close.
That's right. That's like right on the money. You know, it's like right around it.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same score, but I had to differentiate a little bit.
Yeah, I fully understand.
So now this is the part of the show where we pick next week's show or episode. Jacob, why don't you tell the audience where they can find you?
You can find me on Twitter at JacobCamp13. You can find me on Facebook at Jacob Campbell. You can find me on Instagram nowhere because I'm private and I never post. You can find me on Tumblr at JacobCamp 139967. You can follow me at Vero at Zack Snyder. Release the Cut. You can find me on Bumble at Jacob Campbell.
Can you pick out people on Bumble? Because doesn't that defeat the purpose of not knowing who you want to date?
I just don't think you're using the app right, Kellen. I don't really think you're putting a lot of work into it.
Okay, see, I've been using Expedia, and I've been racking up a lot of miles.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Trying to meet the one, but I don't think it's working.
I don't. You just gotta you gotta put your heart and soul into it,
Okay.
and it can be yours.
Oh, man, you should write inspirational postcards.
I that's what I do in my spare time when I'm not
Okay.
recording podcasts and writing for FullCircleCinema.com.
Oh, Full Circle Cinema, I've heard of them.
They're on Twitter at FullCircleCine.
Okay. So, we now have next week's episode. Jacob and I will be reviewing Vikings,
Okay.
the show about Vikings,
Okay.
Season 4, Episode 17,
Okay.
entitled The Great Army,
Okay.
which sounds kind of exciting.
Okay. I'm excited for that
I'm excited for that.
because
That
we missed the very exciting episode of Game of Thrones because
by one episode.
By one episode, we missed the Battle of the Bastards by one episode. So
My half-brother fought in that battle.
Oh, did he really? That's interesting.
Well, he's not really my half-brother. He's just the guy living with us.
Okay. Okay.
He fought there.
That's cool. That's good. I was gonna say which of you is the bastard?
Yeah, semantics.
No, that's apologies.
All right. And for me, you can follow me on Twitter at Kellen_392. You can Venmo me at Jacob Campbell. And you can also follow me on Vero at Zack Snyder.
Perfect.
And
We share an account.
we do all of his work for him, just like Joss Whedon did. Anyway,
Someone's got to carry the load.
hope you enjoyed this. If you have any show requests, just let us know. We will add it to our list. We have shows ranging from The Blacklist to High School Musical The Show, which we have on there 4 times because we really want to watch it.
We're really excited to watch it.
Very excited. So, have a good day, evening, morning, whenever you decide to listen to this, and we'll see you next time.